He had explained the Scriptures, but they still didn't recognize him with just the Scriptures. They still didn't recognize him. Most of the day spent in his direct presence, hearing directly from he who wrote them, and they still didn't quite get him. Now, they got enough to know that they wanted more, but they didn't get everything. But in one instant, in his Eucharistic presence, their eyes were opened and they saw who he was. Now, there was something unique about his way of being present at the Last Supper that stuck in the minds of the apostles. There's something kind of unique about that. Matthew, Mark, and Luke get very specific about this. John gives a very lengthy account of how Christ is really present as the bread of life. That first generation of Christians had this in their mind very, very singularly. Very singularly. Paul, who never laid eyes on Christ while he was still walking around in Galilee, and we don't know exactly how he received him on the road to Damascus. We don't know if he physically saw him or if he was just so present to him that he saw him interiorly. We don't really know. But the point is, he did not see him as he was walking around in Galilee, in the Galilean days in his human body, as the apostles saw him for 3 years. Paul goes out of his way in his letter to the Corinthians. He chastises them for not discerning and understanding that Jesus is really there under the appearance of bread and wine. He scolds them. As a matter of fact, he says, if you don't get this right and you still participate in it, you're eating and drinking in your own damnation. You're guilty of the body and blood of Christ. That's what Paul says. Now, why did Jesus command that we do this? One question always leads to another question. This action of gathering together and breaking the bread is what made them the followers of Christ, because Christ became present to them in that action. When Pope Benedict was still Cardinal Ratzinger, he said the Church, Catholic Church, the Church is never more church than when it gathers around the altar and celebrates the Eucharist. That is what makes us church. That one action, nothing more than that, makes us church. And that's why you continually find this string throughout the New Testament.